Here is another lens, it's Oreston. It's an electric one. It has a very stiff focus. I have already opened it because it had a missing aperture switch. I don't know if you can see, but since it was missing the switch, so I don't know if you, this switch is not the original one, but this is a 3D print, and was ABS 3D print, and it was glued on this pin with epoxy glue. It works very nicely now. Oh, it's not this direction of focus, or oh, it's another boring lens. Also it has a lot of dents on this rim or brim. So what I will do, I will try to bring this lens back to, I'd say, usability. Okay, where is the ball? Okay, the ball is, where is the ball? You can observe where is the ball by looking at those cuts, but I can't see any of them now. Okay, never mind, you can do it this way, or put it in a plastic bag, or I have no plastic bag here, so I can open it like this in order to avoid the ball flying away. The ball is here. The lens has a lot of oil. I would say too much grease on the helicoid. Much too much. So let's take the front ring, take it away, or unscrew it. It was a rather easy task, as you can see. There's a lot of dents. It needs to be straightened. Now, what about this? Oh, now it started to move smoothly. Whoa! Previously I was not able to operate it. I was prepared for Oh, and now it's Aha. Hehehe. Another case of the lens being hit, and here those two parts have no space between them, so there's a lot of friction. So if I remove this part, everything is in perfect condition. Okay, let's remove the spring. So it is a problem of this ring. It was hit, but luckily this glue joint or junction between this ring and the inner element is not breached, so this work is rather operable. This lens is rather operable. Here it is rather clean, no grease, but inside there's a lot of it. Maybe I can remove some of it with the help of tweezers. It's a lot of grease. And I see the grease. It's not an old one. I think someone was servicing this lens, but maybe afterwards it was hit or it fell down. A lot of grease. Aperture is operating smoothly. But nevertheless, I have to remove this ring in order to straighten it with a hammer and a wooden dowel, as I presented or will present in another video. Was this lens breached here? I don't know. There's no original lacquer. Maybe it was opened from the rear. I don't know. Those lenses are rather old, so everything is possible. In order to unscrew it, okay, let's do it systematically. Firstly, removal of this guiding part. A lot of grease on it also. And now we can unscrew it, so it will be This cut must be in conformity with this outer cut. A lot of grease. Let's count the rotations. Oh, so okay. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Much too much. Too much grease in the lens. It's not a good idea. Much too much. It's not an automotive gearbox or the axle joints. No need for this amount of grease here. Wow. Ooh. It wasn't me. Well, someone had the same idea as me. Ah. Wow. It wasn't me. It was someone else that did this trick with three screws. I did the trick with 4 of them, but there are 3 of them, so it is not as in original glued together, because I think this blow caused those parts to detach from each other. So I don't know if you can see there. Oh, you can see one, another one, and another one. So it was done with 3 screws. I wonder what is the diameter of this screw, because I did something like this with this kind of work with 4 and 1.2 millimeter screws, and those are and I did it from upside down. Here were the heads of the screws, so it is done differently. In order to unscrew it, I need a long screwdriver. I think someone did it with the sealing lacquer. So some acetone. some acetone. Some acetone, so it was also repaired. It looks very professional for me. Yes, this one was, nevertheless, it was nicely done. .4. Yes, it's a very nice screw with a slim head, because the wider head wouldn't match this space here. I did it with the 3M 1.2 screws. The heads were sunken in this part. They had not a flat head but triangle head. So. Okay, so I put it together. Put it back here. But haha. It's not so easy to put it back. My method was more simple, easier. But it's not it's not a problem. Okay, but it was wise solution. In order to straighten it, I have to remove it. So I have to unscrew all of them. It will be more convenient, easier to straighten it if it is disassembled. A few drops of acetone are always helpful if you have something that is... Where is the screw? Here. I'll change the towel. Okay. So here we have the thing opens. It's also covered with grease. So this lens was repaired, but I wonder what was the idea of this repair. if this ring wasn't straightened. It makes me wonder of the, how to say, the logic of this repair. Because if you wanted to, if you bother to make those, or this joint, not joint, but union with the screws, and you didn't straighten this ring, then the repair was fruitless. Fruitless, I would say. So as you can see, I can even feel, oh, here is even a sign of mark of friction. So the best idea is to have it in a, sorry, I use this kind of silicone or something like silicone rubber, or I use this kind of wooden tool and hit with a hammer, or even with your hand. No, the hand is not appropriate. Best would be the hammer, but I have no hammer here, so I try to do it with my hand. It starts to straighten. This is a piece of hardwood. Or maybe I'll use this one. I have no steel arm, or I have palm of my arm, or oh. It needs more. I think I'll go for the hammer. Here is a hammer, and I will try to make it with a hammer. My hand is not so powerful. I think it's sufficient for having it straightened. Oh, maybe a little more. A little more with the hammer. Oh, all things are shaking. Oh, now I do not feel any. No, not any. I feel some, but I think it will be sufficient. So someone bothered to repair it. In the case it was detached, the glue junction was detached, and he bothered, or she bothered, to drill those holes, to taper them, and to find the screws, and not to straighten this ring. Very strange. Very strange indeed. The spin. The spin is wow. Wait a minute. Ooh, I did a mistake. The lens I repaired previously had a cut for the spin. And this lens, sorry, not this lens has no cut. This ring of this lens has no cut. And I didn't make any notion how it was put together. Whoa! Maybe it's a hope that those 3 screws are not perfectly 120 degrees from each other, so there will be only one position. Let's have a try. No. It's perfectly 120 degrees. So what can I do? I could look at the video. Maybe on the video would be the clue how it was. What was the position? There are some scratches. But those scratches are not useful. Okay, but I can, thanks to those screws being mounted in this direction, I can do it later on. So as far as I remember, it was not the infinity, but the infinity was somewhere here. So I have to retract it. The infinity should be somewhere there. It's a guesswork now, but I think it was in this position. Guesswork. This orientation of screws is more troublesome if you are putting those things together, but it is more beneficial because if you have whole lens put back together, you have always the access to those 3 screws. It wasn't this position. It wasn't this position, or it was so. I think it wasn't this position. I think it was. I have to turn it. Turn it anti-clockwise. 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 Where's the third one? Anti-clockwise would be this way. No, it is clockwise. Okay, so it was clockwise. Depends on the side you are looking at it. Okay. I think this was maybe it is a factory mode or a factory change. It's 120 degrees, so perfectly executed. Gives me the clue that it was not done, but the home workshop it had to be done precisely. The precision is such that you're able to distinguish between those positions at all. I don't know if someone did write anything about it on the internet. Oh. So I think I'm beginning to be more convinced that it was a factory change of the production of this lens. But this hit is gave me the way to think that it was separated because of this heat, but it would be strange that someone did this job of creating this screw junction of those parts and not bother to straighten this ring. So I think it is a factory job. This 120% separation between the screws is too perfect, as I said, for the home workshop. Okay, look, it looks much better. I have to put some grease into because I can hear the sound of pure aluminium. Not too much. Okay. Not very smooth. I think it is due to the fact that this lens was hit. So back I was in the infinity. It was like this. Hop, hop, hop. Hop, hop. I'm trying to be quick, but it's not a good idea. Let's have a look. It's not so nice yet. Yes, the most wise would be to measure before I stop the straightening procedure, to measure the eccentricity of this diameter. I didn't do so, so probably I'll have to repeat the procedure. It is 55.30. 55.30. And here, and here we have 55.85. It's a big difference. So, what about this diameter? $55.5. This blow was rather damaging one, because this hole, maybe if I would squeeze it here a little bit, because I do not feel any difference in this. Do mnie? Dobrze. Yeah. One idea is to have a piece of paper to observe. Here it is touching. So my straightening wasn't perfect. I have to repeat it to give it some more blows and to measure the diameter. Sorry. So here again I have to measure it. Here you have 55.65. Here 55.85. Very 85. So Yes, I have to remove this focus ring, but it's rather easy. So now it is at the infinity. So it would be easy to put it back. No. Yes, it's rather straightforward. So I have to give this some blows. After some blowing or hammering or hitting, it's even less, 50, and in this direction 65. Some more. It's 60.60, 0.65. I think this time it must be okay, but I'll try to straighten. Was very beaten. It does not need to be beaten. It is overbeaten, I would say, because here you have 51.0, and here, for example, 52.5. So it was expanded, not shrinked. The best would be to make a stand on this kind and to straighten it, but I won't do it at this point. Now in infinity I have to match the holes. Now it's better. It's very much better. It is not silky smooth, but it will be okay. Silky smooth. Now I can put it together. With my custom made 3D print. Aha. Where is the focus ring? The focus ring is here, so I have to look for the spring and for the ball. Where is the ball? Ball is here. Some grease to keep everything in place. The spring. And the ball. Okay. Oh, it has a point of hesitation here. Let's unscrew it once more and observe if this point of hesitation has something to do with this bend. Yes. Oh. There is some hesitation, but I have to put some grease because there's no grease at all. it's slightly better. Okay. I want to assess the parameters of this distance between those two parts, because so I have this kind of device. I know already that inserting a paper blocks hole, but paper has a thickness of something 0.1 millimeter. So if I go, oh, here is it. I can put it. If I go to infinity, then it is, but I can insert it. So width of this distance is about 0.1. If I have 0.05, it goes easily. So I think there is a distance, so it shouldn't block. Okay, that's it. Maybe I'll straighten this rim or brim or whatever, but not this time.